Hello and welcome to my channel. On this channel, I'm sharing my ideas and thoughts and um, just generally my creative process. In this video, I'm showing you my painting process of the bird. I found this bird picture on a Pinterest, and I really love painting birds. They're quite calming, and I feel quite peaceful when I'm just listening to birds or watching birds or painting birds. So I hope you will enjoy this. And also, I wanted to really share my thoughts about the topic I have been thinking lately. And this topic is about your own truth and individualism and your own ideas, sort of. Because as a creative person, I tend to go in my head quite a lot and overthink many things. And even though I tried many spiritual practices or even therapy practices, like mental health practices, most of them tend to be a bit different. It's all of them are different. So many of those ideas don't really help me, I realized. And I figured maybe it's because I have not embraced my truth truly. For 2 years, I have been practicing yoga, Agni yoga, and then because of COVID, I kind of stopped doing that. But then I tried to do other things. Well, many things happened, and I ended up doing nothing really, which would ground to myself. And I think that was the most important step for me to realize that I don't have to listen to others and their journeys, because when we are lost, we are trying to find the answers outside of us. And that's what I did. I tried to find solutions, answers, ideas, thoughts, any kind of a tool. I tried to find outside of myself, be it some kind of spiritual teachers, quotes, books, ideas, or sometimes friends. But after all, I realized it's not about anyone else, it's about me. And this is the most grounding idea, because every time I would search for answers from other people, I would start kind of living like them or thinking like them in order to really resonate with those ideas, if this makes sense. Like sometimes maybe some kind of a spiritual teacher says that eat something every day, like eat this every day, and you start eating this advice thing every day, but you find it out that it doesn't work for you after 2 weeks, but then you still keep going, keep doing it. And maybe the spiritual teacher tells you to meditate for like 15 minutes every day, and you do it, but you still don't really see any changes. And it can happen, meditation can be anything really, and it can happen that meditation doesn't help you. For me, I think that was the case. Meditation really stopped helping me or grounding me. But I was saying that you would keep going with the practice you were given, but then you would realize that even though this practice may be good, I'm not getting really any benefit from it for some reason. And because of that, you may start feeling like you're helpless, or maybe nothing really helps you. Because I realized that there are so many ideas, thoughts, so many suggestions and like tricks and hacks for life or coping coping mechanisms or anything really, just coming individually from any person who you come across with. And it's a bit of a um, weird concept because every one of us has their own thought forms, their own journey, their own understandings. And I realized that the more I listened to other people, the more I got lost into their ideas and what they're suggesting, and then um, what they were telling other people. It felt like they knew the answer because that's the vibe they're giving off, right? That they know something, and if you listen to them, you will find the help. So many people actually use it in a bad way, like so-called gurus, the influencers of like many sorts. Many of them use this idea that, hey, I found something to help you with your mental health or help you break out from toxic cycles, but they only want your money and they don't actually give you any advice which is not only known to you but also nothing really valuable they're giving off. I have never listened to such people, and if I have listened to or heard anything from such people, I really just felt off. um, because it's not really resonating with me. I don't want to hear many of those ideas anymore, and that's where the individualism comes in. In a modern society, I think many of us have been influenced by the modern era, how things work, be it like social media or jobs, or how we communicate, how we create things. And that's a lot of pressure actually. And I really realized lately that more I listen to these voices outside of me, even if they're loving or trying to help, they can't help me because I'm not really like resonating with them. We are not on the same level, but it's not bad. You may be on a very different level and wavelength than your friends, your family, your society, your collective, whoever you're part of, and whatever you're part of. And it's not wrong, but I always wanted this idea of like I need to belong or fit in somehow. And then I realized I'm just as different as anyone, and I'm the puzzle piece in a great picture. And if we embrace our differences, if we embrace that, hey, I'm this puzzle piece, maybe I'm a corner puzzle piece, and if I try to fit in the middle of the great puzzle of picture, I can't do that, no matter how much I try. And the more you try to fit in or try to belong in places, more exhausted you will be, more lost you will feel, and it won't actually help you, won't ground you. Actually, will take the like a wheel of life from you, because all you will notice is dreadful things, how nothing works for you, how the world hates you, how everything is against you, and you may go this far. You don't have to go this far, obviously, but yes, I know this from experience, so that's what I'm saying. And I'm saying that the more you try to realize everyone's ideas, everyone's thoughts, everyone's views, you will overwhelm yourself. Maybe you're not very logical person, like in the ideal. Some people are very mind concentrated and logic concentrated. They want the equations, science, everything proved. And maybe you are the person who doesn't need any proof, and you feel things and you believe in these things, even though you don't really have an answer. Why do you believe in those things? You just do. And that's intuition, and you have a strong intuition. But the people who surround you don't really do that, don't really listen to their intuition, and they think it's flaw it's a flaw, or it's stupid. So that's what I mean. The great collective, the great society may be very different from you. You may be a very different person, and what works for you works for you. And it can be that painting makes you feel good, maybe music makes you feel good, maybe math makes you feel good. Doesn't matter. Like, whatever your belief system is, you have to follow that. And it's very hard to not get influenced in this world right now, because we literally have the people who call themselves influencers. That they're like, I will influence you for good, but I will. And well, for better or for worse, some people get influenced by such things, such people. And I'm not saying the influencers are bad. I'm just saying, if you think you have the power to influence others, maybe use it for good, or just be conscious about it. But I want to say, maybe, for example, you are good at painting birds and you're not good at painting people. And you shouldn't be disheartened by that, and you should just go with it. Just paint the birds. Paint the birds all the time. You don't have to really push yourself and paint everything and anything. And this is just for example. But maybe you're very good at classical music and you can't play the metal music. And it doesn't mean that you will sit down and play the other genre. You will just sit down and play what you like and love, and not let other people or actual society to influence you in any other way. And also, there's this idea of like perfectionism, that if my skill, if my whatever I'm creating is not perfect, then it's not worth anything. But who decides what is perfect? It's you. You decide what's perfect. I don't really think the people who create modern art, I mean the art which is like the one splash of a color on a canvas, those people don't have a problem with that. That's what I was thinking when I was thinking about perfectionism. And I realized, if those people have the confidence to call their creation an art, and be confident that they can sell it, be confident that that is a valuable piece, and actually make it work, because they become famous by that, they become rich by that. And I was thinking, maybe it's because they're just confident, you know. If we all looked at ourselves and be like, you know what, whatever I'm creating and doing is worth a lot, or maybe it's just worth something, and you will see you are your worst critic, and it actually prevents you to be in a flow when you're criticizing yourself overly. And it's not really helpful, but it's so hard to give up on it, right? Because I realized if I'm not creating something, be it painting or just any kind of a artistic endeavor, any kind of creation, if I'm not creating something, then my overthinking, my thoughts, my thought forms, um, like this form, they change their like energy, and they become quite negative in a way that I could use this energy of thought forms for creating something, for writing, for painting, and use this accumulated energy in me to actually make something. But if I'm not making something and I still have this energy inside of me, then they turn into quite negative, overthinking thought forms, which which actually sound very convincing when you listen to them. And that's the idea of being a creator. I think creative people create because they have something to say, but if they don't say that, then they suffer within. And that's why you have to be brave enough to create. And I'm sure you are brave, because all of us are creators. All of us can create anytime, anywhere, and with whatever tools we have. And I was thinking that while I'm creating something which I really like to do, like maybe I'm not in a mood of creating with pencils, but I'm in a mood of creating with acrylic paintings. If I follow this feeling and take my acrylic paintings and start creating, I create better things. But if I don't follow that and take the pencils, my painting is not very good. And then I realized if only I listened to myself and followed myself, I would create something really nice. But also, that's a perfectionist idea that if I create the art which I don't like, then it's really bad. But recently, I actually created a painting which I hated. I didn't like it. But every person who saw this painting, everyone said, "This is really lovely. I love it. It's beautiful." And I got confused because I was like, no, I don't like this. But as I said, we are the worst critics. You don't have to be critical to yourself, and you can try and look at the creations you make as if you're looking at your friend's creation or the person you really like or love. You wouldn't criticize them as harsh as you're criticizing yourself. And yeah, I was trying to really explain what brought me into some sort of individualism and into my truth lately. And art really helps me with that. Could be something different helps you to find yourself, and it could be really anything. But as long as you are really following your intuition and feelings, you will find your truth. And that's what I'm saying. You don't have to listen to others in order to find your truth, because it's yours. Only you can find your own truth. Maybe your truth is like nothing like ever been spoken about, something very different. Maybe you are the person who believes in magic, but no one does. And if you do, everybody will think you're a freak. But who cares, you know? If you believe in magic and you practice it in some way and it works for you, go with it always. And it applies to any subject really. If you believe that you can be a successful painter or musician or a professor or anyone really, and nobody believes in you, you believe in yourself. Maybe you are doing something which nobody has done before, and that's when you will feel much pressure from the other people that they won't believe in you, and they might tell you that it's impossible, it's really hard, but you believe it's not hard for you, it's easy for you. Anyway, go with your own flow. And I know it's a subject many people are talking about, that just embrace yourself, be true to yourself, but it's not that easy. And how you can embrace yourself is to detach from society, from people for a little, or even from friends or even from family if you have to, and really come back to yourself and find what you actually love, what you don't love, and what do you believe in. And maybe you will find that you believe in something which nobody believes in. And you know what? If you're such person, that means you are bringing something new and completely out of this world into this world, into this earth. You're grounding some really big magical vibes on earth. So you have to go with it. Maybe you are here to change the world for some great, towards something great, towards something unspoken before. And it doesn't have to be a pressure. Really, just be yourself and it will happen. And I'm still working on this, and I'm still trying to embrace this idea, but it's something which we all have to do. You will find your truth and what works for you, that life flows to you and everything works for you when you embrace your own self. It is that simple, really. Embracing your own truth and self makes you go in the flow. So this painting is almost done. I hope you like it. I used only acrylic paints, and I just think the birds are cutest. And birds are really grounding too. Whenever I'm listening to birds singing, I always feel grounded. And maybe it will help you. Try listening to the bird sounds, and you will see that Mother Nature has many answers for us. And Mother Nature can help you and ground you, put you in a flow, and really give you anything you need. So I hope you find this video helpful, and maybe you found some of my thoughts helpful. I wish you best of the luck and have a good day.